So welcome back YouTubers. I haven't posted a video for quite some time, and part of the reason of that is because I've been trying to find parts for this engine, but also there's been quite a lot of family stuff happening. My wife's mother died in the process, fighting quite a long battle with leukemia, and so there was quite a lot of stuff that we needed to do. Anyway, back to the motor. As you can see, I'm on the teardown. You can see the piston sitting out there. I'm taking the barrels off. There's the oil cooler at the top, and the distributor at the front here. Here's our distributor, just here. And the same around this side. So, I just wanted you to have a little look and see what we're dealing with here. So on the floor I have the barrels. Now the 4 barrels are here. So VW motors have the barrels so that you can pull them off and the heads sit on top of that. But you can see the state of the outside of them. They're just manky. Look at the grunge in there. And they're all the same. They're all dreadful. And now the stuff that's caked in there. And the fins there are for cooling, of course. So they've got to be air cooled. But there was that much build-up of oil and dirt and just gunk that I don't think a lot of cooling was happening. And that's where part of the problem has arisen. So over here I have the 2 heads that were off this motor, and it's an 1192 motor. So we know that because when you look at the front of the motor, this generator stand here is in one piece. So this is the original motor with the car. The later motors have it cut off here, and the generator or alternator stand then is in 2 pieces. Anyway, back to our heads. So when we're looking at our heads here, like so, they look pretty reasonable. However, they're not. Unfortunately, the heads are junk. And I'll show you why. If you look really carefully at them, I'll see if I can do this. I've got some light here. It's not going to show it up terribly well by the look of it. We'll go on this head over here. If you see in between the cylinders there, where the valve sits, you can see a crack. And look at this in this side. Oh, here's another one. Just to keep it real. It's also got a crack in this one. It's a bit hard to see there. And there's the crack in that one. So basically, these cylinder heads are junk. Now to find these cylinder heads is a bit of a difficult proposition because this is a pre-1960 VW. And the problem with pre-60 VWs is that there's plenty of 12, 13, 1600 heads out there, dual ports, etc. But there's not many this size. And to find ones without cracked heads is difficult, simply because they've been overheated a bit. So that's been quite a job. I ended up sourcing some heads. I'll go and show them to you in my parts cabinet here. I've got them done up here in this. There's my heads in there. Well, that's one of them anyway. I ended up sourcing it from the US. So it came across from Indiana in the US, which took a little while. The other thing is the pushrod tubes. Remember I showed you before the barrels were pretty manky. Well, the pushrod tubes are fun too. Look at the grunge on that. It's awesome. And then my head bolts, I've cleaned them up. So one thing I didn't show you was refurbishing the fuel pump. Now the fuel pump on these motors sits on the side here, just here. And it sits out, and there's a round thing that sits there. That's your fuel pump. And it's run by your crankshaft. And essentially what it does is it moves this diaphragm up and down, and that pumps your fuel. Now this is, well, it's reasonable, but golly, it's stiff. So redid the fuel pump, and these are the bits that go with it. There's a little filter here and a spring, but even on the spring you can see, oh, look at that grunge. So I'm dealing with grunge everywhere at the moment. So then some of you might be asking, well, why even bother taking all this stuff off? Just leave it and go hard from there. Well, part of the problem with that is that when I took the barrels off the pistons, I'll get some light. This is number 1 piston. That's a bit too bright there. Let it focus, there we go. Look at all that. That is just terrible. All the way around. It's all scored. And I don't think there was a lot of compression there. In fact, I don't think there was any compression. If I run my thumb along it, it feels like running a thumb along some nasty sandpaper. So I have to pull all that out and start again. You can see over time how much oil has been leaking down there, and there where the pushrod tubes go. But inside, if you have a little look inside there, that's your conrod and your crankshaft and your big ends. It doesn't look too bad. So hopefully, with a bit of luck, we'll be able to get some stuff and put new things on. So putting new things on is the go at the moment. So there's my oil cooler. So that sits on top of the motor like so, and basically the air goes through it. You can see the fins there. The air goes through it and cools your oil down. So I've cleaned all that up. That was just clogged solid. That was just caked. Absolutely solid all through here. There we are. Show you my side. So it was all just clogged solid. I spent hours cleaning all that out. And we look over this side of the motor, and this side's not too bad really. Number 3 and 4 pistons, they look in reasonable nick. The pistons feel good, there's no real dramas, but we had to change it for number 1 piston, which is a bit unfortunate, but then yeah, it's an old motor and it's been getting hot, as you can tell. So from there I'm just waiting for parts. I've got a barrel and piston kit, so that's come. Pistons and barrels, new barrel and piston kit. I've got a new cam, got a new crank, got new conrods. I'm just waiting for small end bearings to come, and then I can split this case. So they split down the centre here. Just, here we go, just down there. There's a line right through the centre, and we'll take it all apart and we'll go from there. I know this is turning into being a bit of a long video, but I appreciate everybody who's been watching, and appreciate just having this opportunity. So be good, have fun, and as Eric the car guy says, stay dirty. Thank you. Please rate and subscribe. Bye.